Welcome to this episode of the Nonsensical Knowledge Podcast. We are back. Irv, what is good, bro?
What is up? Forward facing.
I know. We did a little different of a setup this time. We're tired of everybody just seeing the sides of our head.
Yeah.
Now you can see our ugly mugs.
Yeah.
So we're here. As always, the conspiracy train has no brakes on it. It is cruising, man. So
cruising.
Just in, the main topic now, as everybody has been seeing, has been the Diddy situation. It's coming. There's a lot of things coming to light, and it's incredible what's happening, man. We got Kim Porter's book based off of her diaries being dropped soon. It is just a disclaimer. It is written by someone that had access to a thumb drive, so it's not actually her writing it. She's been dead for quite some time. But we have countless people coming out. We have Gene Deal, Jaguar Wright.
On and on.
On and on, man.
Suge Knight on CNN the other night.
What was that about?
Called in from prison.
Damn. He does a podcast, right? It's called Collect Calls with Suge Knight.
Is it really?
I swear.
Yo, we got to get him on.
Yo.
I think Suge would come on.
Yeah, definitely. I think he'd go anywhere that they would have him right now.
Yeah.
And
ladies hit him up.
Yeah, right. Send him a letter. Send him a kite. Drop some nudies in there.
Send some pictures.
Yeah, but even still, it's really telling because now we're getting into the era of where we're starting to see just how far back Diddy goes with being a scumbag. Right? So, it's really reminiscent of the Epstein stuff.
Yeah.
Because here we are, we allegedly have this RICO conspiracy to where he is sex trafficking, flying in prostitutes. He's got people at these parties. He's recording them. He's getting pinched with 1,000 bottles of baby oil. And allegedly there's tapes.
Yeah.
There's going to be some tapes coming out.
Yo, you've been killing it on YouTube too. With the Diddy content. Like, I've really just been following our page for the Diddy content.
Yeah.
Because you've been crushing it. We've been crushing it.
That's we, bro. That's all we, man. It's where I fill in with like weird shit. You drop just as much good shit on our YouTube page. So for everybody listening and watching, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We got tons of solid content coming out. And our page is growing. So everybody that listens, follows, watches us, hits the shorts, shares our stuff. We appreciate you. We love you. It means everything to us. And it makes doing what we do like worth something, because really that's what we're here to do, is to open people's minds and to kind of see through the fuckery that is life. And we were just saying it, it's treacherous out here. We don't know who to trust.
It really is.
We can't get any real information, and it's sad when YouTubers and podcasters are the boots on the ground for information.
Yeah, unfortunately, the mainstream media is only owned by like 3 companies, you know what I mean? So there's control narrative, I mean, you watch some shit and what they put out, like not even covering Trump's assassinations. It's like it didn't happen to them.
Yeah.
Which is, like love them or like them or hate them, whatever. Like that's news. Like that should be reported on.
It should be reported on fairly. It can't just be the opposition is, this, and this. And then Trump's team is, no, there is a real bias in media. And George Carlin said it best. He's like, we have the freedom, we have the idea of freedom, but when it comes down to it, we really get to, like, we have a choice over like our groceries. We don't. It went from having so many different political parties. Now we have two. How many media outlets are there? There used to be thousands. Now there's 3, 4, 5, and they're all owned by the same people.
George Soros put together a team that's buying 220 radio stations across the country. So, like, a shit ton of radio stations, and radio's doesn't make money, but they're just getting ready. They got access to like 100 million listeners on these radio stations,
yep.
and they're fast tracking it before the election. Like there's usually a year process. They're pushing to get it done, which it's going to close next week. And then he has all of those outlet access to 100 million people. It's foreign entities involved in this investment group, and they fast tracked it.
Yeah. Well, we know why, because it's election season. So the more ears that they can get their bullshit to, it makes the difference. And especially for people like Soros, who, historically want more lenient presidents. The ones that aren't going to say, "Whoa, wait, where's all this lobbyist money going to?"
Yeah.
They're willing to accept it. And it's really much like the Biden-Harris administration. Like early on, we had before. I think it was even before. It might have been during that presidential election, but Hunter Biden was receiving money from all kinds of different places.
Yeah.
And just because it wasn't Joe Biden accepting it, it was like a no-show job at Burisma. It's the money's being funneled.
Yeah.
And
to Ukraine, and it was ignored. That's why I'm screaming inside. That's why I really enjoy doing this, because I've been screaming at that stuff. Because you can't just not cover something. It happened and you don't cover it. And then everybody's fighting online about the dumbest shit. And it's like, no, they need to cover this story, Hunter Biden story. They won't cover it, like, at all. And it's an election season. Like, you lose that election if you gave it the attention that.
Of course. Yeah. Well, we were just talking about it off air for a few minutes, but there's this like weird thing that people do, and humans are very susceptible to it. It's that worship, the idol worship. It's idol worship. And it's like when it's like the Swifties, in a sense, there's these legions of people that just can't believe that this shit is happening. Like, it's like, well, wait, no, the news didn't say that Hunter Biden received $3.5 million from a Ukrainian oil company, or, you know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, they're so radicalized in their movements that they don't care. It's like, oh, well, what did Trump do? It's like, no, these are all crooks that are taking money. And Trump was like one of the only ones that came in with his own bread, didn't use Air Force One type shit. Like, you can see, and it's funny because a lot of people have brought up AOC to me, and they're like, oh, well, dude, she's been in office. She was making $100K a year. Now she's a millionaire, multimillionaire. Well, why do you people think that is?
That was quick.
It's a couple of years.
Yeah, that's quick.
Millionaire status.
Yeah.
But we know that the reason is because the lobbyists are funneling the money.
Yeah.
So, and with these media companies being handpicked by someone, especially like George Soros, who's the illest dirtbag, it's control. It's narratives. It's like, we got to get a hold of the narrative, because really a lot of these people out here are headline people. They don't read an article. Mm-hmm. They see a headline, it's triggering, and they say, oh shit, well, now this, So it's scary to see that the real freedom of choice isn't there.
That's wild that we live in that reality. So with the worship thing, what do you think that plays into the Diddy thing? Like, is that a part of his whole ordeal?
I think it's probably his complex. I think Diddy, like we just said, was absolute power corrupts absolutely. And unfortunately for Diddy, he had 30 years of power, and a lot of people are coming out right now and saying that he was taught this behavior by, Clive Davis or Russell Simmons, or there was always somebody before, like just like Epstein, there was somebody before Epstein that was facilitating these same things. The powers that be say, you know what, we're going to let you rock for a while. Then you get too hot, you get jammed up. We got to get rid of you. It's that simple.
Yeah, they gave him a lot, man.
Bro, that dude's name was on shit at Harvard.
Everything, bro.
Everything. And that's, I think the power and the worship is that's it. You know, Jaguar Wright came out in an interview. I'm not sure if it was Camp Capone News or the Art of Dialogue, one of those really big mainstream YouTube channels. And she said it. She said that she had walked into a room with Diddy in there, you know, and she walks in and Diddy's receiving oral from a dude, like a well-known R&B singer. A lot of people speculate it's Wale. I'm not sure, obviously, but he essentially said to Jaguar Wright, was like, you see this? Do you see this? This is the kind of power I have. I can make a grown man do this for the hope of a record deal. It's exhibiting that power.
That power.
You know? And the worship thing plays into all of it, man. When you have thousands, millions of fans, they're little legions of followers, bro. You know, we're looking for our million, but the good ones, you know. I think that's why Russell Simmons probably jammed out to Thailand.
He was under a lot of accusations.
Yeah, you know, and it just passes down. So I think with us as human beings, we give these celebrities this worship, you know, we put them on this pedestal. And then we have people like Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis come out and support a scumbag like Danny Masterson.
You know, Ashton, I just found out, I don't know if I had like Mandela effect or whatever, but that his ex-girlfriend, it wasn't a girlfriend, but a girl he was dating, who was supposed to go out on a date with, was stabbed and murdered.
Shut up, really?
Yeah, I just found this out, bro.
I didn't hear about that.
He was supposed to meet her at 8:30 for a date. They were gonna go. She's a regular chick too, right?
Right.
They're gonna go to a Grammy after party.
And she just comes up missing.
She hops in the shower. Supposedly the property manager of her building's there. They end up having sex, right? And so the dude's like, yeah, he was married. He's like, yeah, we had sex and then I left. She hopped in the shower. And then chick gets murdered, and then Ashton calls the Masterson dude, Danny, who was serving time for stabbing a chick, his publicist and someone else. And then next morning he calls the police like, he finds out she was murdered, and he's like, I just want to tell you, my fingerprints are going to be on the door because we were going out on a date, and I went to check the door, and I saw it looked like there was wine spilled on the carpet. And so anyway, they didn't take DNA from the shit.
Right.
They didn't do a real investigation.
It's weird because it almost screams that like weirdo sacrifice shit.
It's crazy, and I'm like, it was never top of mind. Then I was like, holy shit.
Well, with wholesome dudes like Ashton Kutcher, you know, like most people would consider him like, oh, he's that doofus on that 70s show. He's married Demi Moore, but he's a wholesome guy. Yeah. Guess what? You don't get to these levels of fame without playing a little fucking dirtball. You know what I mean? And I don't know. It's weird when those spouses come up dead. You know, it's similar to Puffy and Kim Porter.
Yeah.
I don't know the other girl's name, but there was a girl that was dating Jay-Z that was best friends with Kim Porter that also mysteriously passed away.
She passed away too.
Yeah. You know, so, and it's really, like you said, it's weird because like in the event of Kim Porter, there was like Corey Gamble, who was Puffy's manager at the time. He was at the death scene. There was like all of these people that like you would never expect.
At the death scene?
At the death scene. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, are you there to make sure that whatever goes out is PR acceptable?
It's like a cleanup.
It's cleanup.
Yeah.
Cleanup time. You know?
Cleaner.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, they show shit like that in movies, but you're like, it's a fucking movie.
There's inspiration.
Yes.
You know, a lot of that shit, there was inspiration beforehand.
Yeah.
And it's really not that unheard of, you know, because you're talking about billionaire status. Like you could be a billionaire today, or you could be a nobody from the hood today. You play a little ball with these guys, maybe like, you know, Kanye says his mom was sacrificed.
His mom was sacrificed.
You know, so and now everybody's going to sit there and scream for the hills, Kanye's crazy, Kanye this, Kanye that. But really, did it happen? You know, she went in for a surgery for, I think it was a plastic surgeon or something like that, and came out dead. Botched her. You know? But then there's Jay-Z. There's like, who was it? Dr. Dre and his son. Yeah. There's countless examples of
Jay-Z's nephew.
Yeah.
Died in a car crash.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes on and on.
It goes on and on. And it's really not that unheard of. But to hear about Ashton Kutcher, it's weird because, like I said, he just had that shit where he supported Danny Masterson after the rape conviction. He wrote letters to the judge and was like, show leniency on Danny Masterson.
Did Danny kill that chick he was going on a date with? Like, did Ashton kill her? Danny helped clean it up? But I'm just like, yo, that's crazy.
How do you think that goes down, Irv? So, like, when you're this up-and-coming actor, rapper, producer, whoever, at what point does someone approach you and say, yo, you want the next level? This is how you get the next level.
I think your first time at one of the parties. One of the events, the Grammys, any event, Fashion Week, whatever. Like, you got to pay a price, man.
Right.
You're not getting in there. Which they give us that illusion, like you could be famous too, like on some shit. But you got to pay to get in.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
Give something up.
And they can take it away immediately.
Take it away.
Yeah. The way they did Kanye with the 75 million Apple Pay shit, where like he was like, you know, I went to sleep last night, I was a multi-billionaire. Yeah. Woke up today and the banks shut down my shit.
Got like no access
75
to
million
your accounts.
Yeah. And he said it. He was like, look, if this could happen to me, this could happen to anyone.
And that was real shit. Like, people didn't catch that part.
Yeah. But I just don't understand. Like, I get it. It's like, could the quintessential selling your soul to the devil. But are there really that many pieces of shit, that get into this industry and are like, you know what? I'm going to be this. I'm going to be that. But we're going to do all the scumbag shit. And we're going to kill people. We're going to hurt kids. We're going to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like what, like, is it really that worth it to be not the average person?
Yeah. I mean, we were looking at selling your soul as in to the devil himself, you know what I'm saying? When it's really like to that lifestyle and that industry you're selling, that is the devil. That is the devil. We're looking for something external, but yeah, it is.
Yeah, and the people in it. Yeah. Like I would consider Diddy, like that situation, like you did it, deal with the devil himself, and what bothers me about situations like that is all the people that are complacent in it. So like, oh, you knew it was happening. Right? So like Gene Deal, for example, right? This is one of my only qualms with the dude. You were Puffy's bodyguard. You were obviously paid to keep your fucking mouth shut, but at the same time, when you see this level of abuse, you pick the money, bro, over any moral standard.
That is a weird dynamic of him. It's like you rode with that shit.
You covered it up in some cases. So, and it's the same thing with the Epstein shit is like all of you people knew, like this was a well-known thing. It was the best open secret, you know what I mean? To where like Diddy had these parties or whatever, but people were still going, people were still having these soirees, you know what I mean? And they didn't care, bro. There was like no moral compass at all.
None. Can I get that record deal? Can I get this movie role? Can I get, on tour with you? Like, that's some power they wield over people.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah. It's like, you want to come on tour with me?
Yeah, we'll
take your clothes off.
We'll open the door for you.
Yeah. You're like, hell yeah, I want to go to France.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
want to make 100 racks a show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough for people coming in that game. You got to keep your morals the best you can. That shit leads you nowhere.
Well, yeah, and it's wild too because, like there was that video of Justin Bieber, and he was like basically speaking up, talking about how he wanted to protect Billie Eilish from the shit that had happened to him in the music industry, and he didn't get into real big details about it, But that dude was hurting. Like, he's like, yo, what this shit did to me, I wouldn't want to see it happen to nobody, you know? But this is where the weird part gets in, is like the facilitators, right? The original victims that become facilitators. Usher was a victim at one point, and then he brings other victims into the circle. That's confusing to me, because it's almost like you're like, fuck it ain't me no more, but I'm still reaping the benefits of it. Here, have a Justin Bieber, you know, go prostitute Justin Bieber. You know, it's like, it's incredible, man. And I think the more time that goes by, the more we're going to learn that some of your favorite rappers, producers, your, you know, movie stars are involved. You know, they were there, and willingly and cordially involved.
Yeah. I mean, look at Tom Hanks, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I grew up with Tom Hanks, excellent actor, like
wholesome dude. You think
it's Tom Hanks, bro? Toy Story, like all this shit, like, like that shit does something to your psyche, because you're almost programmed to believe in this make believe. Might as well be make believe. You never see the fucking real life.
Yeah.
And then they pull the carpet from under you, and you're like, oh, that's one less person that, you know, you look up to, or whatever. Like, you love to see on screen. It's one less person. You know?
Still idolize. You know? And yeah, of course.
Like Big, bro. Like, that was my shit.
Yeah.
I was a kid. Like,
that was a young Tom Hanks.
Yeah, that's my shit.
But what point do they become corrupted? You know, so it's like a person like Robert De Niro, right? Let's talk about Robert De Niro. Dude's been in Hollywood for 60 years, something crazy like that. But he's had to have seen some shit. You know, like, it's like, especially during the Coke days, the party, the real Hollywood party days, Viper Room shit. Like, you know, like, that's a lot of people don't talk about either. Is it's like, this shit has been happening forever. Joe Quan Phoenix's brother, River Phoenix, OD down in front of Johnny Depp's nightclub. You know, the dude straight up told his manager, like, dude, I feel like I'm ODing. The manager gave him more drugs.
Like, here.
Like, no, dude, you're fine. Take this. And next thing you know, homie's dead. You know, so it's a weird dynamic, man. And like, as we were talking about before we were recording, is that we have to now question everything. Not that we didn't before.
Yeah.
But we have to question where the information's coming from. We have to, like, all of our people that we look to for information, or anything for that matter, is compromised. Whether it be by the government, Hollywood, you know, the media, the sports, bro. Like, it's all
of it housing.
It makes me feel like it's the Coliseum. You know, like, we're all the little peasants in the stands. You know what I mean? And then we're watching Puffy fight the lion right now. You know, it's the craziest thing, dude.
We have to awaken, and this is what this is about, is awakening. We just need a mass awakening. We can't accept it. And it don't even got to be with guns and shit like that. We could just change mindsets, I feel, and change the world. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because the less people that support those areas, the less they have that power.
Yeah.
So while we're sitting there and we're running out to the movies to see this film that Will Smith is in, or we're going to see
fucking Will Smith,
you know, well, that's another one. You know, so like, there's an excerpt. I just let you read the excerpt from Kim Porter's book, but essentially, homie was getting his cheeks clapped by Diddy. You know, and it's like, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the problem is that all of these deals and everything else is done in these weirdo situations.
Sex rooms.
You know, and then when people are being held against their will, and it's like, oh, wait, hold on a second. This was just a regular standalone orgy, but now we got it on tape. We got Will Smith doing some homosexual activity. Yeah. Now we're going to extort you.
Yeah. Yo, you don't get a call like, yo, you better support Hillary Clinton, bro.
Yeah.
You don't think you're gonna? or the tapes getting released.
Well, Diddy did.
Yeah, you're gonna roll out there and stand up for Black Lives Matter or
whatever they pull your card.
Whatever, your own.
Look, they just did it to Taylor. You know, it's like, oh, Taylor, we need you to come out and endorse Kamala.
She did,
and she did it. And we're not saying that nobody can just go out and endorse somebody, but you're talking about somebody that has a following that moves the needle.
Should be illegal.
It's similar to, it should be illegal. Yeah. It's similar to like Joe Rogan going on his podcast and saying, yo, every single one of my 100 million followers, go vote Trump. Yeah. It's the same thing. You would never get that out of homie because he likes to keep his platform somewhat integral. But at the same time, like that moves the needle. That's 100 million drones, bro, that you just sent to the polls.
I don't fuck with her, the Johnson & Johnson, like her and Travis Kelce.
Oh, the Pfizer shit,
yeah, Pfizer. You got the Super Bowl ads.
Like, you see they got Pink too, dude?
Pink too. Yeah. Yeah.
It's incredible.
It's like, you can't make this shit up. You really can't make this shit up.
No, and there's no integrity. That's the crazy part is these people like, oh, Taylor Swift, she's on a different level. She's this, and this. There's zero fucking integrity. Like there's no real integrity to say what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. No, they called your card. They hit you with the text or whatever and said, yo, Tay, we need you to run this, you know? And they do it. And it's the same thing with Diddy during the Hillary Clinton shit. Get out and vote or die.
She do fly a lot though. One of those drones might just,
bro.
One of those drones just might have a.
Well, this is another part of it though. This is another aspect of the double standard, right? So we get into it and we say, oh well, climate change, emissions from planes. Bro, she lives on her plane
all day.
They're not barking up her tree to stop the emissions or, you know, the carbon.
Like, yo, she's one of the top polluters in the world.
Yeah.
Top polluters.
Yep. Go vote Democrat. Climate change.
Go do it. Take that facts.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So but again, this is the game they think they're playing. You know, and we as individuals and human beings, we get caught up in that rat race. We say it all the time. It's hard. It's hard to get out of the droning of regular life to really care about any of this shit.
No, why give a fuck?
It just bothers us so friggin' much. You know what I mean? That we have to talk about it. This is what we talk about all the time.
Anyway, yeah.
So to have these celebrities and to have this worship, it really is disturbing because these guys would, if you were on fire, they wouldn't stop to piss on you and put you out.
No,
not even a chance. So I don't know where it goes from here in terms of like all of that shit because Hollywood is the machine. It's the machine that controls everything, you know.
Still gonna pump out movies, still involved. LA still gonna be LA. It's a new world though. It's exciting. I mean, it's just so much shit, Ed. Like I can't I couldn't do it by myself, so I'm glad we got a group of homies that hit all shit and get it to us because it's hard to keep up.
It really is, man, and that's why it really is cool having like so many like-minded individuals around us because what we miss, like Irv sent me earlier, like the shit with Zelensky signing the bombs. I didn't see that. That wasn't in my algorithm. So like, and I'm like, you go on my Facebook, my IG, any of that shit, and it's conspiracy shit. It's like constant
all day
long, you know,
all night.
But then you have this dude who came over here because the UN met this past weekend, right? The General Assembly, which they instituted the Pact for the Future, but we'll get into that later. Zelensky's in Pennsylvania signing, like autographing, like John Hancock on the bomb, bro. That he's gonna go drop on Russian children.
Yeah, it's the shit during an election. Talk shit about Trump. I wouldn't care if he would talk shit about Biden. Like, the shit shouldn't happen, regardless. And he's not paying for none of it. And the cats at the factory were Americans. I'm like, and it's a battleground state.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck is going on? So when you minimize truth and you know what reality really is, because like that instance, like none of that shit should be allowed. So if I know that, then it's not truth. It's not fair. Like,
it's not even. It's not balanced.
Just not. No, it just doesn't. It doesn't jive with me. But to them, it's okay.
I think we're at a point where they don't care really what we think.
What are we gonna
do? We right. What are the peasants gonna do? You know, and that's where we're at. You know, I was explaining to somebody the other day about the Electoral College. Right. Everybody knows during the presidential election, there's the general vote, like the general population vote, and then there is the Electoral College. How do we know those people are voting like they should be?
We don't.
We don't, right? So really, what does your vote matter when you go vote and it's like, well, no, yeah, if it ever came down to the general population election or, you know, vote, then it would matter. But it never does. It's always the Electoral College. Mm-hmm. So
it's not official until
they certify it, you know? And to me, that's the weirdest thing ever, because again, there's the illusion of a choice. You know, like, yeah, you can go to the polling box, you can go to the ballot, and you get to click the button, you get to drop it in the box, whatever you do. But when it comes down to it, was Irv's vote counted one way or the other? You know? And unfortunately, that's the system we live in. And these politicians, they want 4 years in Washington just to rape, bro. Make all the money they can. Get up out of here. I bet you they already got Biden's book written. Homie ain't writing it now, you know, but it's...
Oh, yeah, his book. He's going to make millions.
Yeah.
They all do.
Yeah.
He's already made millions, but they're going to make more.
How long do you think he lasts after this election?
Ooh, I don't even know. What did he say? Where was he? Oh, he was in New York yesterday. He's like, hello, so glad to be in D.C.
Shut up.
I said, yo, this shit is so...
I saw a video of him. I don't know where he was, but he forgot who he was introducing. And homie got mad. Like, he was like, and now I introduce you to... Who am I introducing? And it was like the Prime Minister of fucking India or something. This is... In 2024, we should not have a decrepit president.
Nope. We do.
And we do. We have a guy that has severe onset dementia, and this is who's running our country.
Even asking, like, they don't ask Kamala, like, did you know Joe was not doing well? Never. Still haven't asked.
No, they did.
They did?
So, yeah. So if you look it up, there's basically they were asking, right around the time he was still running, like, and she was trying to, like, the Dems were still supporting him. They were like, no, he's still fit, he's able, he's capable, you know what I mean? And then, like, now the questions are starting to turn around of, like, how long did you know that homie was in rough shape, actually?
Yeah.
Because that's the same complacency we were just talking about with the Hollywood shit. You are complacent to keep an old man in dotage in office just so you guys, your party, can pull the strings. Like, that's insanity, you know? And it's a lie. It's a blatant lie. You were asked.
That's the truth.
You supported him. You flip-flop on everything, but you supported him and said, no, he's great. And then we find out he's really not great after the debate, which was the funniest shit in the world, too. Like, I don't care what anybody says. Trump is one hell of a fucking comedian.
He is funny.
Because when I saw the one clip of, like, Biden says something in that first debate, and Trump looks at the moderator and he was like, Yo, do you know what he just said? It was easy.
Yeah, he was eating them, huh?
But the problem is these people that are supposed to be our elected officials and our representatives are willing to lie about that. Really, the Constitution should come above anything. So really...
They hate the Constitution.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
They're
for
like,
sure.
fuck that. Fuck that thing.
Wipe your ass with that thing.
Yeah.
Do you want this?
I'm good, bro.
But it's the same thing. You're complacent in the idea of having someone that is not well, you know, and as allegedly the greatest nation in the world, we can't get nobody under 65, bro.
This is what they're turning out for us.
You know? What do you think? What do you think about him scooping up Tulsi Gabbard and RFK?
I like it. I mean, at least they got a home, you know, and they're good strong voices for opposition and speaking the truth.
Yeah, I like them both.
Yeah.
And I think, unfortunately, that's the only way they get into Washington is like that,
Yeah.
because obviously, you know, nobody wants them there. So, what positions do you think they give them? Like, do you think Tulsi gets a cabinet spot?
Yeah,
I know RFK is either going CIA or FDA or not FDA. What's the other?
CIA would be crazy.
It'd be wild.
Or could he do health?
That's what I mean. Like do the health organization stuff. Which would make sense because he's like I don't want to say anti-vaccine, but he's
Truth about vaccines. I don't understand what's so difficult about that shit. It's like there's results, there's numbers, there's data.
Yeah, but that don't matter.
Why are we angry at this guy for sharing and what's accurate and what's true? And like most of society's like, he's a crackpot.
Well, because again, I think we're easily misled, right? And they've radicalized both sides. So it's like, remember during COVID, like there was people out there, literally, I'm sure that you got told it, you're fucking killing my family. You're killing people by not doing this or getting vaccinated.
My grandmother has a right to live.
Yeah, you know, so the radicalization is where it's at. You know, is like they say they have these rabid fan bases. They're like a bunch of Swifties, bro, to be honest. You know what I mean?
Swifties. Oh, I think they're coming for you, man.
No, they can come for me. Just give me that engagement down in the comments.
Yeah, Swifties, you know.
Talk all the shit you would like.
Yeah. I'll be sure to find you.
Yeah.
Hashtag.
No, but I'm just using them as a you know, because there is such a legion.
They have power, though.
Yeah, they have actual
They shut
power.
people down. Mm-hmm. Like, if they don't like something, they make people delete their ex. They
do some real shit.
Mob. They're digital mob.
Yeah.
For real.
But that's, again, intimidation. You know, you're not allowed to be not on their side. If you're against what Tay said, you are you're in some trouble.
They're the new fucking Dallas Cowboys fans.
No, for real.
And Cowboys fans like, fuck these assholes. They keep losing.
Yeah.
I'm a Swiftie now.
America's team. But even cases of like that, bro, you kind of see, and it's funny. We'll make a correlation real quick. But like even when Jerry Jones died, did you see the picture of him getting caught out there as a kid? Like with you can get it online, but there's a picture of Jerry Jones standing outside of a high school when segregation.
Oh yes.
When they segregated schools, you know, and I don't want to say he's involved. He's not involved. He doesn't. He's standing there onlooking. But there's a bunch of white dudes throwing shit at a bunch of black dudes.
Yeah.
And it's like
you're not coming to my school.
And you're just sitting there.
I just wanted to observe what was going on that day.
But power, you know, he comes to power.
Stephen A was like, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, oh, here we go.
But again,
all right, Disney.
Yeah, no, for real though. It's you're tapped in. You're one of the chosen ones. You know, it's like when Diddy had to pull Kanye's co-card. You know what I mean? It's like, no, bro, you're one of the ones.
With these levels, yeah.
You know, and it's like Shaq and Charles Barkley, you know, like, you know, for sure that they're going to tell you whatever ESPN and the higher ups tell you. Came from the top, bro.
From the top.
So it's all control, you know, but that correlation with Jerry is like, look, and I'm not saying that meant anything at that time, but is it a coincidence that he is one of the most powerful people on the planet now? Like, he's uber billionaire, oil tycoon, like owner of the Dallas Cowboys, the most profitable sports franchise, and he can't even pay his players. It's weird, bro.
That's really weird.
And for everybody listening, I'm sure I've said it on the podcast before, but I've always felt like the NFL was modern day slavery. Yeah, you're getting some chips, you're getting some bread, you're getting some pennies and shit, but at the same time, like the NFL draft, bro. What did they do during slavery that when they had a slave, they put him up on the block, they said he's 6'5",
He's tall, strong,
255 pounds, can pull like an ox, can run, can jump. You know what I mean?
Look at these hand size, shoulders,
everything.
width,
Measure them up. You know, and then what do they do at the NFL draft? Right?
Yeah, same exact thing.
It's the same exact thing. And now you look at it in terms of the Coliseum type shit. You know, like, yeah, we're not watching dudes getting eaten by lions anymore, but we're watching dudes sustain neck injuries, CTE. The harder the hit, the better. You know, it's primal, bro.
Gladiators.
It's the modern day gladiator shit.
Gladiators.
Give them food, or give them, what was it? Give them bread, and give them circus and a bread. And they'll never revolt.
Never revolt.
Think of how many people show up to them games every day, or, you know, whenever they are.
I know. I used to watch, like, all day Sunday. Used to get up,
Everybody did.
early in the morning.
Yeah, get ready.
And then
cook some food.
They did Sunday night, like, I'm going to bed, like, at 12. And then I just started saying, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, I'm giving these cats my entire day, like,
and then
let day around it.
And then if you're a fan, like, so for everybody listening, I had the unfortunate pleasure of being a Dallas Cowboys fan. I
snuck that in.
Yeah, right. I literally, and anybody around me can attest to this, but I literally removed myself from the fandom.
You did. You went cold.
For real, bro? Though,
I've never seen anybody go cold turkey, bro.
Well, I look at it like this.
That shit is dope.
Right. I look at it like this. It was an awakening for me because I was letting this sport, these people I don't know, the people that wouldn't care about me, I'm buying their jerseys, I'm paying their paychecks, I'm doing all this other shit just to hopefully get to talk shit to my friends that we won. Yeah, right? Like, what?
Basically, you're not getting a trophy or a ring.
You're not getting nothing.
You're not getting shit.
You don't get anything.
But it's real.
And then your Monday sucks if you fucking lost on Sunday.
Lost. That's what used to really kill me. I'd be depressed. Like,
people would be depressed.
I'm like, bro, they're going home to mansions. What the fuck am I depressed for?
Yeah.
Like, they're good. They're gonna be all right.
They're gonna be okay.
Yeah, they're gonna be quite all right.
And you sign that $300 million deal, bro. Oh, yeah, we might be able to take a L. You know, whatever, dude.
I actually progressed reducing that content, like, and focusing more on my own shit. So, like, Takeaway Sunday, like, I may watch like one main game and during the week, which show, like,
I still enjoy football.
Yeah, so that's like, but it's different from it controlling you and then you just tap it in when you want to.
Exactly.
So that's
well, because when you're a fan, you're obsessed almost. Like, you're reading the blogs, you're checking out what players getting a contract. Yeah. Oh, this guy's injured. You know what I mean?
Training camp, like,
it's obsessive, bro.
Looking for next year who might get drafted.
Yeah.
Like, where are we gonna? Yeah, it's a lot.
It's obsessive.
It's
and some people base their entire personalities around it. So it's like, really, it's a giant distraction to me.
It really is.
You know, and I can't do it anymore. Like, I can't. It's not only is Dallas the big D for disappointment, But it really is a cyclical thing. Like, all right, well, no, we want you obsessed from early September to January with football, and then boom, we're gonna do that. Then they break out the halftime show, and then they got all this other shit. It's all entertainment, bro.
Yeah, talk show before morning replays, like the whole shit. It's really it's like it controlled my life. And then, like, now I when I watch, I want to not think about shit, like, intentionally. So I'm going to take this 2-hour block just to fuck off.
Well, that's different. Right.
Instead of, like, I wanted it to consume my entire life.
Right.
I just don't want to think about my entire life.
We're switching now.
Yeah,
right,
yeah. Which is a big dynamic change. Like, life's good, bro. You could change your shit.
Yeah, of course. And I think a lot of people, like you said, are the opposite. So where like they're tapped into, like they're kind of want to be away from the actual life, but you almost make that your entire life. So you're substituting. So it's like you're never really breaking free from the cycle, until you get out of it and you say, okay, you know what? Now I have control. Now I'm too busy at work. I'm going to go watch a game. I might have a few beers. I might do this. I might do that. But if you move it just a little forward, or it should, there you go. The tripod's kind of weird. But all in all, it's another distraction for us, the peasants. Oh shit, Taylor Swift's at the game. Oh, this guy, Snoop Dogg. That's another thing. That I know I'm kind of railing on Taylor Swift, but the NFL partnership, that to me was the biggest sham ever. Her and Travis Kelce, sham, publicity stunt. They're both Pfizer stooges. They both pushed the vaccine. They both,
lockstep. It just made sense.
And then the NFL makes a bunch of money. Taylor makes a bunch of money. Travis gets to just hang out. What's better?
Yeah. That's Pfizer gets to make bank too.
And Pfizer gets the bread. Which is insane because you still watch any of their commercials and it's like, this long list of fucking side effects that but if you experience nausea, swelling, dizziness, constipation,
the whole gambit.
Yeah, bro. What does it fix it?
It's poison. It's poison.
Yeah. So what else is going on out there, man? What else have you seen lately that has been interesting?
Just the push against Russia and them being obsessed with this nuclear war. Like
Russia starting one?
United States and Ukraine, like, just pushing and pushing and pushing.
Sure.
Like, in NATO, like, it's really baffling to me. Like, you guys really want nuclear war. Like, they're pushing those buttons. And it's just like all of these issues, like abortion, immigration, the economy, whatever, corruption, like, none of that shit matters if bombs start flying.
Yeah. No, nuclear holocaust, none of it's going to matter.
No, yeah, it won't matter.
It's scary to me because I think, to be honest, Putin has showed some real restraint don't get it twisted, he's in Ukraine. There is a real war happening right now. But Putin probably could have ended this day one. Drop a nuke on him. It doesn't matter. You guys are gone. Ukraine doesn't exist anymore.
No.
But I think he wanted certain concessions, and the West, us, the United States, NATO, everyone else, we need that. I think we need that push for the one world government. We need that nuclear war. Because what's going to happen is it's going to be
reset.
Russia pushed the button. Now we have to retaliate, right? Or even a false flag, right? We have to retaliate. Now the UN, we're pushing for this pact for the future.
Yeah.
Now the UN is the governing body. Putin's out of the way.
And technically, we would be in shambles too. So the two, like, superpowers. So China's got to be involved too.
Yeah.
And you wipe the deck.
And you wipe the deck. And we start over. But now the population is decreased. People are scared. People are starving. People, they don't know what to do. So what ends up happening is it's government, save me.
Save me.
Save me,
we
government.
need order.
Yeah.
We need order.
So, and that's well, I don't know how many people have saw it, but the UN met this past weekend for their General Assembly and are trying to institute what's called the Pact for the Future. The Pact for the Future, essentially, and anybody can get it off their website, unitednations.com. Just go and download it and you can get it. What are some of the bullet points on that, Irv? We asked Gemini, for the record.
Well, you want the politically correct or the hypothetical?
Let's do the first one.
Okay.
Let's do them both.
All right. So, number 1, global governance, digital cooperation, human rights, education, partnership and cooperation, sustainable development, international peace and security, science and technology, youth and future generations, health and well-being.
Right. So now everybody, that sounds kind of great. That sounds cool, right? But go ahead. Now give us the hypotheticals. Because we asked Gemini, just for everybody listening, Gemini is an AI-based service online. And what we did was we took the Pact for the Future, ran it through Gemini. They gave us this really super politically correct version of it. So Irv had to kind of word it a different way. And we kind of got what we were calling the hypothetical, but this is what it is.
This is, so they kept the bullet points the same, but like they changed up what they meant on some of the things. So like,
so give us international peace and security. What's that one say?
International peace and security. Addressing conflict and promoting peace can involve military interventions or diplomatic pressure, potentially limiting national sovereignty.
So now, for everyone that doesn't know what the fuck that means, limiting national sovereignty. That's what makes us a sovereign country.
Whoa.
Right? See what I'm saying? This is
no borders.
Zero borders, bro. And not only that, but it's like we don't have the autonomy. The autonomy of the We're not Americans.
No.
Right? Like the same thing. Russians wouldn't be Russians. Like these are the sovereignty of nations. And it says what? It might take it away? Potentially
limiting national sovereignty, which means, well, military interventions, like we will blow shit up. Diplomatic pressure, like we will squeeze your ass, put sanctions and stuff on you. And then limiting national sovereignty, like, yeah, there's going to be one. Like, that's the limit. One world government, which is crazy,
right? This is why I was so bugged out about this Pact for the Future, because I've been riding this too. Is like, that's why they're pushing the nuclear war though, bro. Because again, how do you get people to fall in line with this shit without some event, without some huge 9/11? I don't think 9/11 could do it. You know what I mean?
No, it didn't do it.
It's got to be somewhere where millions of people die, bro.
Well, Klaus Schwab wanted the blackout, global blackout, too.
Yeah.
Power grids everywhere.
Shut down.
Wow. Food's gone. 2 weeks.
Yep.
So, and they run these war games, too. Like they ran a war game, what would happen? Like, and then, once they usually run those, shit happens.
Weird. Yeah, I don't know if you saw it too, but recently, I can't remember who it was, but I know they were putting out warnings for chemical attacks. Like they were like basically excuse me, I fucked that up. What they were doing is how to deal with radiation burns, right? Like radiation sickness. They're basically giving out information on how to deal with all this.
Oh, how? In case.
Why would they do that?
Just in
case, bro. Everybody got the internet. Don't get it fucked up. But at the same time, why now would you start pushing this stuff? You know, when are our kids going to come home and say, Dad, we had to hide under the desk because they're training us for drills for nuclear war?
Probably in the pipeline.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably in the pipeline.
Yeah.
They're like hell bent on this, which is crazy to me. I'm like, yo, mad people will die. Like, and it's only a select few pushing us to that course.
Yeah.
Like, we have no decision in that. Well, we have decisions, but...
Well, we have the illusion of the decision because everybody, I'm sure there's a lot of people right now that are like, oh, dude, no, go out and vote. Go out and do the guy you're going to vote for. You know?
Pull the lever.
Yeah, right. You know, but that's really not how it has ever worked. You know, and right now, Russia, it's not even just right now, but Russia has always been that monster over there in Europe. You know, like
they held Snowden down. They're holding him down.
Yeah, of course.
Like, that's dope. Yeah. Like, they're protecting a whistleblower.
Our whistleblower. Yeah.
That we want his head.
Well, what was interesting about the Tucker Carlson interview and Putin interview? If people,
it was great.
It was great. Like
it was great.
You know, a lot of people will probably talk shit on this. You know, but at the same time, like I believed Putin. Like I believed that like he had asked Bill Clinton to be in the UN all them years ago.
Facts.
And Bill Clinton told him, no, it's not going to happen. We would like it to happen, which is really just a fake way of saying, nah, go fuck yourself. And not only that, but they had treaties in place. They had treaties. They said, yo, look, you're not going to put the UN on our border. Keep your democracy, keep all your shit.
Good.
Keep it away from us. Don't start putting it on our borders. And then look, during COVID, they had the labs on the borders of Ukraine.
Ooh, the labs all over Ukraine.
Bro, you know what I mean? So like, really, when we get into the facts of what's actually happening, we do some really bad stuff. Like we do some really bad stuff. And we instigate. And then we say,
we do.
You're the monster.
We do.
You know, and I honestly believed Putin. You know, I don't know how true
he has no reason to lie. He don't have poll numbers to fuck with. No. Like, who's gonna say some shit?
Yeah.
Like, he's that type of dude, like a boss, bro. Like, I got a lot of you for.
Yeah, and true. And it's wild too, because like we were talking about the history books being written by the winner. Like his definition of history over in that region.
That was A1. I'm a history buff.
Yo, A1.
Spitting.
But what was crazy about it was it's not what we learned, right? Like Ukraine didn't exist, bro. Ukraine was a part of the Soviet Union and Russia, essentially. And then somehow they became a sovereign nation after like a breakaway group type. I'm paraphrasing. Anybody that wants to really find out, go watch that interview.
Yeah, do your own research.
But at the same time, like Ukraine wasn't what it was now. And then now it's oddly in a really convenient place for the Black Sea and like all of these entry routes and like its strategic position against Russia. Like it's weird, bro. It's weird. And I think we fucked up because we could have had Russia in the party.
Could have been in. It's chill now. Yeah. They're right in. You're all together now.
Yeah, it's hang.
But there's no boogeyman.
There's no boogeyman.
Yeah, there's nobody to. Basically, it's a Cold War. We're in a Cold War. Nobody's saying it like in a sense like
nobody's saying that. Yeah,
but that's what this is like. But yeah, they got boats down in Cuba, sub out there.
Yeah, remember that?
Sub, like
just cruising around Cali.
Yeah, like we're chilling. Bombers flying in. It's just like same shit, bro. It's we're controlled.
Yeah. We get certain information.
We don't want that shit. Like, I don't want to be. I don't got no fucking beef with Russia. I don't got no beef with anybody out there.
That's what. No,
Man.
right. And I got to assume outside of like the real shady ditties of Russia, you know what I mean, that they're generally great people.
Yeah.
You know,
enjoy the same shit, like to get drunk, like to do whatever, parties, games, sports.
Family.
Yeah, family.
You know, work, bro, careers.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, of course their situation is different, but we're human. We bleed the same way.
We're the same shit, same.
But we have a government, like you said, that has to portray this boogeyman, and there's always someone to fight. War ain't never over.
Do you think that that's their solution? The ending sovereignty of countries, do a one world government, and then usher in peace, global peace. You think that's the reason? Because you just said the border with Russia, Ukraine, like
right.
All these borders cause these wars over these borders. We get rid of the borders. We have peace.
So, yeah. So essentially, what they outline in like the beginning before they get into it, because I read probably like the first 6 pages.
What's it called again?
The Pact for the Future.
Okay, Pact for the Future.
But they kind of laid it out in the beginning of this document that's what their idea was to make everything more inclusive, right? To make everything like no human should feel different, you know? And in a lot of ways, I agree in terms of poverty and, you know, like we should all, like, there shouldn't be people sleeping on the corner, dude. Not when there's billionaires and rich people and there's resources and shit. But that's what they said. They were like, yo, we want to break down all these borders. We want to take away the power from each country, limit the sovereignty, and we want to do that. You know, like we want to, like they keep preaching that Project 32, which is like to eliminate poverty worldwide by 2030. We're in 2024 and it's not even close.
Nah.
But
they just got to stop. They do this shit, but then they never make the changes. And it's because they're bullshit.
Yeah.
That none of this exists. But then they're going to correct their own bullshit.
Yeah.
To bring it. So it's all like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, and what's curious, what's curious about the document too is like in a lot of their bullet points, they're like, we're gonna redouble our effort because
we're gonna double down
because they haven't done anything. They're like they almost were ready for someone to be like, well, dude, you guys haven't done anything yet. What do you mean you're gonna do something? So what they do is they word it like that. Like, no, we're going to reinvigorate or we're going to redo it, you know, redouble down, you know, like all of this other stuff. But I think you're right. I think, yeah, they break down the borders. They need the boogeyman. They hit the button and they say, look, no, this is how it's going to be from now on. You know, we're going to take the power away from a country like Russia to be able to do that.
Too powerful. You shouldn't be that powerful.
Shouldn't be that powerful. You know, they shouldn't have nuclear weapons. This country shouldn't have nuclear weapons. This country, North Korea, China, you know, like
they should get rid of nuclear weapons.
I agree. I feel there's no need for that.
There's no need.
There's no that you're talking about carnage. Yeah. You know, and
it's like we can talk about this shit, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like what? Why can't you talk shit out? Why can't you figure shit out? It's like there's got to be that money thing behind there that's like, no, you're not figuring shit out.
Yeah,
like,
no,
we
just
want
play the role.
This is going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, we want war. We want to sell weapons. We want this. Otherwise, you can really talk shit out.
And it's incredible that the best way to make money on the planet is to kill people. Like, that's insane. When you really dig into that, the military-industrial complex, and the amount of weapons that are there, this is terror.
Man. From the Iraq war,
Zelensky signing
bombs in our country, man. Like, what type of message is that sending?
Yeah,
it's disgusting, man. Blowing people up. Like, yeah, they wiped out a generation in Ukraine. Like, all their young men are dead,
gone.
Like, will never be.
Yeah.
Russians too, mad young Russians.
Oh yeah,
mad Russians.
Yeah, and it's tough because for what? For people to play risk with human lives. It's like, this is a big board game, bro. You look at the map as a board game and world conquest proportions. You don't. We might not be sitting here saying that the United States wants to take over the globe, but we oftentimes want to put democracy everywhere. We want to take out governments that aren't really, I guess, in line with the United States values or, policies and stuff like that. And then we replace them. We go in there, we assassinate them, we do coups and shit.
Coups,
we
take their planes, bombs, drones.
So who's really doing the world domination?
We definitely dominate it.
We
dominate it. I always think about like that domination now. The people who are dominated are gonna want that domination to stop, globally. It's like, you're always picking on me. Like, you're always in my shit. You're always destroying my shit. Like,
well, that was what was interesting about the Iran thing I was telling you about earlier. For anybody listening or watching, the Iranian president, he was a newly elected president. He's, I think, only about a year old in there, but long time Iranian guy in politics. But he addressed the UN, and he came out and said, he's like, yo, we're tired of this. We're tired of being the global bad guy. We don't want to do this. We don't want to fight Israel. We know of all people how bad instability is in the Middle East, and they basically asked the dude, they were like, yo, well, would you rejoin the nuclear pact that Obama did? And he is like, in a heartbeat, talk to us.
Like, we will.
He did better than that, actually, because he was like, no, we wouldn't, but we would do like the one prior, something like that. He's like, no, we want to go back to like when we were cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we don't want to do this anymore. But because they need these bad guys in the world, Irans, the Syrias, the North Koreas, which North Korea is a bit weird, but the Chinas, the Russias, they need the Axis powers.
So what role do you think the military-industrial complex, like, what's their end game?
It's money, bro.
Just
make money.
Bank. Think about fucking bank.
Yeah, there's no other option. To me, like,
if you make weapons.
If you make weapons, you're making money, and you need war and you need death. Those weapons have to be detonated somewhere. They have to be used somewhere. They got to be left in Afghanistan somewhere. And think about it like this: you leave $86 billion worth of equipment in Afghanistan. You already done lined up your next problem. So it's like, nah, let's leave the stuff there. And then guess what? I give it 2 years, bro. We're back in Afghanistan.
Bro, leave me a Black Hawk, bro.
For real?
I'd be rich as a bitch.
Yeah, of course.
Like, yo, I went in fucking eBay, like,
yeah. But it's almost setting it up. So like, you're like, the U.S. was like almost like, no, we're gonna need another conflict at some point. Let's leave $86 billion there. Yeah. They got actual weapons, live munitions. You know what? Eventually we'll go back and get it.
Why wouldn't they sell a Hezbollah or Hamas or one of them? Yeah, I got you, bro. I got hella shit down here.
Yeah.
Like.
And now people are getting bombed with American-made weapons.
It's crazy. That Zelensky signed.
It's
fucking unreal.
Yeah.
It's unreal. The shit's a joke, man. We need to wake up.
It really
Everybody, is. I know life is, you're paying mad shit all the time. Like, we're in the rat race. I get it. But like, this is serious times out here. Like, everybody needs to like be on their shit. Get your circle tight. Who you gonna rock with, who you can't depend on. No time for flays or games with people. Like, shit's real out here.
And when it comes down to it, when this shit happens, and I don't want to fear monger or anything like that, But as we saw in COVID, you're going to see people start to tear themselves apart. So what ends up happening is there's going to be a split, and there's going to be the good side, there's going to be the bad side. And just know who you're dealing with, because all them people that wrote people off for, vaccines, to never talk to people again, that's the type of tribal behavior that happens in these situations. Your family, bro, your immediate family could just be like,
nah, I got family. Yeah, that shit ripped us apart.
Yeah.
It's just weird. You want to wear a mask. I dare you get together. Like,
yeah.
You're actually getting together for Thanksgiving. Yeah. That's irresponsible.
Yeah.
It's like, it was all bullshit too.
All bullshit.
That's another. We're just mind fucked time and time again.
Yeah, well, what's crazy is we were gonna get into COVID one of the last episodes, and we didn't get a chance to. Now that we're here,
fucking COVID.
How crazy was it, dude? That like after all of this time, all the bullshit, it came out and it was bullshit. Like it was just straight garbage, hot garbage.
It's
the numbers.
It's really mind blowing, man. And I knew there was bullshit involved. And it's still a mind fuck in a sense, because it's like you really went that far and affected the entire globe, like deaths, all that shit, vaxes, for you made shit up.
Yeah. Well, that's how easy it was. And we said it early on in COVID that we always thought it was a psyop, because really, how do you lock down? Like, you test this shit out. This is what happens. Is you, like, when Bill Gates is trying to figure out his vaccines and shit, he goes to Africa, gives them to a bunch of villages, kills a bunch of people, say, oh, okay, that didn't work. You know what I mean? Goes back, tweaks it. They did this shit to us. They locked us all down. We were, what was it? It was, remember, 2 weeks to flatten the curve.
2 weeks, flatten the curve.
Right? Millions of bodies that were all churched up numbers. And people are still on some trust the government shit.
They are. They really are. I don't know if they're getting the information. Because if you're really tuned into CNN, MSNBC, Fox on some shit too, even though it's a different viewpoint, it's the same shit. You're not going to have any of this information.
No, of course not.
So that's your reality now.
Yeah. So,
like, I don't know. I talk to people about it, but I'm not also trying to convince anybody.
You can't.
Because I'm just like, nah.
You can't.
These are facts, but, like, it's not a debate. I'm not.
Sure.
Believe whatever the hell you want to believe.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem, too, is that people almost are, they don't want to know. They don't want to know. They don't care. It's just keep it moving. I got to make dinner, bro. Like, come on, man.
Fucking game's on, bro.
Yeah. Like, come on, knock it off with your conspiracy
shit. Yeah. No, that shit is. What type of reality? If reality is a lie that we live, then it's all a lie. Then what are we doing?
What are we doing? And where do we go from here? Because nobody really knows what the nature of this existence is, right? So are we just here to get played with and, like, we're like ants in a colony, bro. And to me, I feel like with the powers that are in charge now and just the shadow government, you call it the shadow government, the Illuminati, whoever, even extraterrestrials, whatever, but somebody's in control right now. And they got the hands on the wheel, and they are, like you kind of said it earlier, it's almost like Revelation. It's play by play. Right. It's like going by a script.
There's fucking two aliens on the ship doing play by.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. It's like this season of Earth.
Can you believe this guy, Joe Biden?
Yeah.
Watch what he does.
This is hilarious.
Yeah, holy shit. Zelensky's MPA signing.
It almost feels like that sometimes. It almost feels like some weirdo. I don't know if anybody else has experienced this feeling, but it's like maybe it's just me and my weirdo mind. But it almost feels like you wake up into the Truman Show.
And more and more.
More and more.
Day.
It's like you're sitting there waiting for that yellow bug to drive by. Like, see, you fucking see it? You know what I mean? It was here at 5:03 yesterday.
I look at the sky every day to like see if because you never think about it, but see if I seen like the same cloud patterns.
Sure.
And I'm pretty sure like I've seen like, you know, that
it's like repetitive.
It's repetitive. It's like, oh, here's some clouds.
Oh.
Like the video game
simulation shit.
Yeah, it's like on some simulation shit. And that's how wild shit is. It's like the more I like unravel and discover, I'm like, shit's type simulated.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And simulated.
And right, it's like a program running,
yeah,
you know, towards disaster in a sense, you know. I just feel like we were never meant to get control of it. Like Neo in the Matrix, like we were never meant to be outside of it. This is us. This is it, you know. And it sucks because when you really kind of, I guess, reduce it to that, it really makes life not all that great. It's like
it fucks with you.
It fucks with you. It's like, damn, bro. Like I'm here to just die. I was born to start dying.
I'm gonna do some things during my life.
Gonna have some experiences.
Maybe give life to a child or whatever. Go places. But then I'm always looking like we can't leave here.
Can't.
It's a big ass fishbowl though. It's big as shit.
Oh, sure.
It's big as shit, but like on a universal scale, like
it's minuscule.
And I just looked at a moment in nature and like just spoke to God, bro. Like, yo, this shit's a prison planet. Like on just like a real conversation or some nature shit. Like I see it now. Like what's the purpose? Like what are we doing? You know what I mean? Like on some real shit, on some universal, like I'm always searching for more, searching for more information, more enlightenment, more elevation, more understanding of this reality that we're in. And like, that's what I feel my purpose is.
Sure.
Like, I'm here to learn these things.
I think we're like the light workers in a sense. You know, like we're supposed to wake people up. Like I've always, throughout my entire life, I've always had a rage against the machine attitude from when I was little till now. I can't do it. I can't trust it. You know, I can't be a part of it. It's like, it doesn't feel right. But there's only a few of us when you look at it. There's the populace. And then, yeah, sure, we might have a million, couple million, you know, whatever. But realistically, we're still considered just the nutters, you know? Like, nah, you guys gotta always want more, you know?
It's not. And it's not possessions, you know what I mean? We don't really give a shit about that. Like, but just that knowledge.
It's knowledge,
like,
bro.
Like, just like, you know, when I talk to you, some of our other bros, like, it's always higher level shit, and I yearn that. But like, if you look at, let's say Facebook, Instagram, or whatever, like it doesn't sync, right? Like I'm yearning for these real conversations.
Yeah.
But everything is surface. Everybody's doing okay. Everybody's good. Like I want to talk like, yo, I had a hard day today, or like, yo, I'm going through this today, or like, but when you talk like that, you get this reaction it's not conducive to a conversation.
Sure.
You got motherfuckers joking around, or you got somebody hating, or you got some other shit.
Yeah.
But the reality of our situation, I know is dire. You know what I mean? Like I know motherfuckers are struggling. You know what I mean? I know people are going through it. People are, you know, can't put food on the table and shit like that. Like I yearn for those conversations because that's going to help us grow. Yeah. But it's like, so like I'm in this weird zone on this, this is why I love our platforms that we do, because I can get it out, but I don't have to have all of that weird reaction.
Sure.
That I got to weed through. Like, now your joke pissed me off, and I may be like, yo, fuck you. Like, it knocks my whole mental where I was trying to go with. Or,
and that really happens too, is like you could have something injected into your psyche.
yes.
Someone could come, it doesn't matter, it could be a random stranger. Hey, fuck you. You know what I mean? And like, you're going to sit on that, like, fuck me.
Yeah, who's this? Who's this fucking asshole?
Yeah, so I can totally get it, bro.
So it's like, and that's just where I'm gonna go with it. Like, I've been speaking up more. I think people like us should speak up more.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're gonna have to go through the weeds with the bullshit, but at times it's good to speak up, and I think we need more of that.
Yeah, well, it really is its own cross to bear.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to say created enemies, you know what I mean? But I've created people that don't like the way I operate, because I am so forward in not fucking around like that. You know, like we have to stand on something or we'll fall for anything, you know? And unfortunately, not everybody's going to like it. Not everybody's going to fucking support you. Not everybody's going to fucking, people are gonna, like you said, you get the people that talk shit, they hate, they do all that shit. Keep fucking being you. Keep pushing forward.
Every day.
Don't give a shit. I can't tell you how many people have come to me and been like, yo, Edwin, I love what you're doing. I am in this position. I can't say anything, and just keep doing it. You know what I mean? Because they're living vicariously through the dudes that will throw themselves on the fucking coals. And this is what it is. It's not for the faint at heart. And it's hard to have those conversations because nobody really truly understands. And that's why it's like so free with us. We've obviously known each other for a long time, but we also share a camaraderie, a bond, a love, and we give a shit. We actually give a shit to know what is bothering you. You know what I mean? What is going on? And we don't do that shit on air, but at the same time, it's like you got to have that like-minded individual. You got to have a support group. And sometimes that's not even enough, because I went through it not too long ago where it was like I could have the best, everything could be great. The podcast could be doing good. We're getting good numbers. Work's going good. Family's doing good. And shit just don't feel good. You know what I mean? It's weird. It's the weirdest thing ever, bro. It's like I'll be sitting there and I'll be like, all right, now, I got bread in my pocket. Bills are paid. Maybe a vacation planned or something. And I just don't feel great. Like the weight of this fucking depressing world is still on my shoulders.
Still. And we're defaulted negative. We're like, it's definitely a default. Like, we just revert back to negativity.
Well, of course, yeah.
Like,
that's primal shit, though.
Yeah, just internally, like, oh, whatever, I gotta do this shit. But it's wild, man, to feel that way and be isolated. Like, yeah, I feel the same way, bro. Like, I be rocking, doing shit. Like, yeah, it's good.
Great.
And still not, like, good. Because I know there's, like, a little baby or a little girl or boy in Gaza or some shit that's down, like, down and just in the slums. You know what I'm saying? Or
this is their reality.
Yeah, in Africa. So in a sense, it's like, yeah, my shit may be good, but there's other people that's not good, and I feel like as long as everybody's not good, I'm not always gonna be.
Nobody's gonna be good. Nobody can be good.
I can't.
Yeah, I agree. It's a hard weight to carry, but that's why a lot of people just go the other way, man, and they don't pay attention. They don't want to think about that little kid in Gaza. They don't want to think about. They don't want to think about saying the wrong thing too. Like, you say the wrong thing.
The wrong shit, man.
You say the wrong thing, bro, and immediately people go a certain way, or you canceled, or you do whatever. Like, you're not allowed to be yourself anymore.
Yeah. I'm going, like, now I realize, like, the people that are for you are going to be there.
No matter what.
No matter what, right? And the people you need to reach that fuck with you are going to be there.
Yeah.
So be yourself and don't worry about that. Yo, I had this drunk dude, shot Gates. He lived on 2nd Ave. Drunk every day out of his fucking mind. Like, wake up, get a 40, stumble around all day long, bro. But all the time, he would say, be yourself. You're acting funny. You're not acting. Be your fucking self. All the time, bro. And Catch fronted on him, you know, had jokes on him, pull his pants down, whatever, push him over, whatever. But, like, that always stuck with me because, like, here was this drunk man, like 60s from Mississippi, like, be yourself.
Crack the code, bro.
Could barely even talk, but be yourself. Like, or people like, you're an alcoholic. He's like, yeah, I'm myself. Like, so that's the realest shit, like, that I learned from a drunk dude, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
well, homie kind of cracked the code.
be yourself, bro.
Because when you try to live up to other people's standards or you try to live up to certain images, you fall short.
You do.
When you're not yourself. You know, you live within your scope, your lane, you know, and I've seen it time and time again, man, where we've had friends, family, where it's like, bro, you got this weird persona, you know, it's like,
it's just really you.
Yeah, you know, or you see
you?
people act differently around other people, and it's like, bro, like, that's not the same cat that I know. You know, it's like, so what's going on here? And it's like kind of that mask everybody's wearing, like, but you can't do it. Not in today's day, man.
Gotta take it off, man. Take it off.
It's relieving.
Yeah, it really
you know,
is.
and you got to integrate the shadow part of yourself. We all got good. We all got bad. We all got light. We all got dark.
Shit we're struggling with, yeah. And it's like, make your reality, like, it's okay to talk about shit. And I'm gonna do that more, man. Because it's like, I listen to all the shit that I intake online.
Sure.
I listen to people talk shit or whatever, or talk about what they find important.
Sure.
Like, rock out, man. Get out there. Like, hop on YouTube, hop on something and talk about it. Don't be afraid to get out there. Like, your voice matters. Like, we need every voice out there.
We really do. And we're back from a quick break. But yeah, it's wild, bro, because, you know, like I was just getting ready to say is that, you know, it's hard to find real connection anymore. Everybody's so distant. Everybody's so disconnected. And nobody hangs out no more.
No.
And it's not for any real particular reason, I guess, other than life is just taking us all everywhere we go. But the last time even we all got together, it's been like a fucking year.
Had to be a year.
You know, like at least.
Easy.
So it's tough because people do get to start feeling isolated. It's like,
Dude, I feel alone a lot, bro.
Yeah.
I know Mad Heads connected to Mad Heads shit, my phone, everything. And just be like, I'm alone. It's like some weird shit.
Well, I mean, ultimately we are.
Yeah.
You know, it's nobody can be in our brains with us. You know, and really,
that's fucking powerful.
You know, for real though, we can't. We have to. That's the real trickery of the brain. You know what I mean? Because we know that there's all these people, but at the same time, it's like, nah, dude, we're going in that casket alone, no matter what.
That's true.
So it's like it's a weird dynamic. You know,
it really is
getting like the idea of like, dude, at some point this shit's over. You know?
Yeah, for everyone.
For everyone. You know, hopefully it's not by nuclear war.
Yeah, that won't be a good one.
No, dude, it's insane. But it really is hard it's like surface level connections these days.
It is.
You know,
really is.
Hey, how are you? You know, I see you at work or see you at the store or see you know, wherever, but there's no depth. And then, like, obviously, when we get the team together, it's all love, it's all depth. But it's like it's so scattered now, you know.
Yeah, that's crazy.
For everybody, not just us.
It is
for everyone.
It feels like we're on a sped up cycle. Like either time is short, maybe we're doing more. I don't know, But it's like it's totally different. I guess it's growing up too, but when you're a kid, like you chill with your boys, like even us, we should chill more. Like,
no question.
All of us should. Like it shouldn't be a year since we got together.
It shouldn't be a year.
Yeah.
It shouldn't take one person to put it together. You know, it's like, I think we need to reinvigorate it. You know, but this is kind of the norm for society right now. And I'm sure there's still people going out, hanging out with friends, doing certain shit. But do you feel like it's just a little bit more disconnected as opposed to when it was like, all right, well, now we're hanging out all the time. You know, it's like blah, 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 blah. The connections are happening. The deals are being done. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Things are happening, you know. But in today's day, we're so weird with social media.
Awkward as fuck.
Awkward, bro. Like it's just weird. Like, it's weird as shit. And people have their relationships. Like some people really do feel connected to all their followers. Like, and we feel connected to our followers, but there are people that don't have real friends in real life.
In real life, digital.
It's a digital world for them. Like that's it. You're connected to that, you know, and there's no real human interaction.
Would you get Neuralink, the chip in the head? Would you ever get it?
To be honest, I probably would not, because I would feel like they're gonna shut my chip off. You know what I mean?
I was like, yo, it would be dope to have one, but who's gonna control the kill switch?
That's what I'm saying. It's like I don't know who's running that.
Yeah.
You know, so I think would be great in a sense, but again, who's the power? You know what I mean? Who say, oh, yo, listen, imagine that shit. Like you just had 1 million people drop dead because their chips failed.
They said that's gonna be the difference is, are you modified or are you like natural human?
Yeah.
In the future, like people are gonna be like, oh, you're fucking not modified. You're disgusting.
Yeah.
Like you're...
Well, because don't get it twisted, that chip is going to do wonders. Like you're going to have access to the internet right in your brain. Like the dude that went on the Rogan podcast and he was like the first guy that got it. He might have been the first or second run, but either way, he was like saying it made shit so much easier for him because like, and they just used it in the reference of a video game. Homie was playing like a first person shooter game and he was like, dude, it was almost like cheating. He was like, because I just look at the target and you're shot, you know? So it's like
you want it. Yeah.
You know, so it's like hyper fast and it's on point for the most part. Like, you know what I mean? So you got access to all this shit. And
that shit must feel good to light people up from your head.
Yeah. Yeah. I got to imagine. Hey, that dude loved it.
He'd be like, you wouldn't even have to move your head, but.
Well, he's a paraplegic.
Yeah.
You know, as far as I know, I think he's paralyzed from the neck down, you know, and so he signed up. He was like, oh, look, I don't know if I'm going to get picked or not, but they picked his ass. They did it. And, yeah, look him up. I can't remember his name, but he's like the first. He did a podcast on Joe Rogan's podcast and broke it down about how, like, this thing has changed his life. And one of the things he correlated it to was the video games. And he was like, bro, it's almost unfair because that's how crazy, like what it did to his shit.
So he, did he give him like use of his limbs or whatever?
No.
No, they're not there yet.
No, they're not there yet. You know, this was more so just him being able to like move a cursor.
That motherfucker plays games all day.
Yeah, now he does. Like, yeah, for sure.
I'd be one of the best gamers in the world. Bro.
Well, yeah, because now you hook up to it and it gives you like, think about that. You can't use your hands, bro. So like now you're like actually able to interact and do something that a normal person can do.
Yeah.
You know, and what's crazy is his shit happened in like a boating accident or something like that. Like it wasn't like he was like born paralyzed or anything like that.
He
became paralyzed.
Oh, yeah.
So he knew like it was one of those things where like he had a normal life and then not. And then he was like, well, fuck it, dude.
Let me get the chip. His name is Nolan Arbaugh.
Yep. Yeah.
Look that up.
So he, but I wouldn't get the chip because I just don't know who's controlling that
Fucking
thing.
make you break dance and shit. You've been like, why am I break dancing?
Yo, say things you don't want to say.
Yeah. You fucking bitch.
Yeah.
You're like, no, that wasn't. I didn't mean to say that. Pick up that gun. You're like,
But that doesn't sound like something in The Sims though. You know what I mean? Or like literally fucking what's that one video game where they fucking go around killing
Fortnite?
No, not Fortnite. San Andreas.
San Andreas.
You know, so like imagine that. Like you just went beat up the prostitute, stole the car, shot a cop.
Yo, I watched the trailer to the new one coming out.
Yeah, it's probably crazy.
It looks like a world. It's a world.
Yeah.
Like the characters in there might as well be in their own simulation.
But they're not. This is what
True.
this was created.
Yes.
This is a computer program that is created to run itself. You know, like that's kind of crazy, bro.
Like strippers, people in the corner store, police, like everybody. Like a whole simulated yachts, rich dudes, poor dudes.
And it's
like,
all happening always.
always.
Always in the
Especially now
program.
because it's always online.
Yeah.
So cats are playing nonstop. There's
Yeah.
always some shit going on.
You're technically entering as an avatar with your paddle. That's your avatar. You're entering into a digital world. And it's always there. Imagine doing that with the Oculus or something like that.
And the graphics are getting more and more real.
Oh, they're super real.
We're reaching that level where it's not going to be able to distinguish.
What's real and what's not. Yeah, and that's scary shit because I like, how do you know school shooters or, you know what I mean? Like certain simulations aren't like happening. Like say you go into San Andreas, right? And you're playing, you go and beat up the hooker,
Yeah.
right? You beat up the hooker, you steal the cop car, right? Who's to say that's not an actual person hooker in this world with feelings, emotions,
The whole.
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And you're just going through and just beating up this, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. It's a weird concept, I guess. But
Yeah, no, you don't have we think they are not real. So what happens to them doesn't matter.
exactly.
Holy shit.
Right. It's kind of crazy.
Which would make sense for our world because crazy shit happens.
And nobody cares.
Excuse me. When people are like, why do babies die like that?
Yeah.
Why does like crazy shit happen like that? And I started kind of thinking that, like, what if it's not really what we think it is? Like, basically, now that you're saying that San Andreas, like, it's
How do we know we're not the real life
yes,
San Andreas?
like, yes, it's horrible, like, to us, because we're here in this reality, but outside of this reality, like, it's just a digital number. Like,
Yeah.
there's like no baby. Like, the baby.
Yeah.
That's fucking.
It's mind blowing,
That's
bro.
fucked. This is dope.
Because if we were in a simulation, that's exactly what it would be. Any crime, someone going and punching out a hooker, that shit happens. The going, people stealing, shooting cops.
It happens.
It happens.
Grandma.
Dudes in strip clubs, go rob a strip club in San Andreas. That shit happens.
That happens.
You know, so it's like this weird, I don't know, bro. I might be onto something, but at the same time,
You make money.
you make money.
You can build places.
You build
could-
status.
Yeah. You can buy houses.
You could be powerful.
Yeah.
You know?
Change your looks.
Yeah.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah, and but who knows, man? You know, obviously, I think we won't know until we pass. You know, if we get, you know, I guess if that's when it happens. You know, we're gonna, you know,
You graduate.
you graduate
You go
or
into the next one.
you graduate or you go, yeah, or you regurgitate. You know,
Yeah, they the James Webb Space Telescope is like they're seeing farther than ever, but every way they look, the universe is different.
different, right? And there's shit that they said shouldn't even exist.
So it's like the universe is just like, oh, where are y'all looking out here? Here's some shit. There's a fucking
Sparkle it out there.
Here's a galaxy. Let's stretch that shit a little bit. Oh, here's a little question mark. Here you go.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy and it's blowing their mind. So it's like, yo, you're being fucked with. Like,
Yeah.
we're in something.
We're in something. And I guess the more technologically advanced we become, we get to start to see more of it.
Get more closer to the wall.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so it's like, it's James Webb Telescope. So like, yeah, now you got to see it happen.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah.
None of that shit makes sense. Like, all of their theories, everything. They're like, what the fuck are we looking at? Yo, bro, they had like this gravity lens, like space, so all of this mass, right? They had like 3 separate magnifying glasses. Let's say the gravity is so strong. This part of space magnifies, so you're seeing galaxies closer up because it's a magnifying glass.
Right.
Then there's another magnifier behind it, so you're seeing even further. And then there's another one behind that, and it's all warping through. What's on top of the magnification is also on the bottom, and also on the side, and also on the side. It's projected on all sides from a distance.
That's insanity.
So they're like, oh no, those are all the same suns, same galaxies, everything, but it's projecting.
Yeah. See, but that's what I mean is like, it's almost, it's, what is it? The Schrodinger's cat?
Yeah.
Like the cat is the cat in the box, you know, if it's not being observed.
Exactly.
So we put eyes on it. Now it's observable.
It was like, oh shit. Yeah, they're looking at us.
Shit,
They're looking out here.
Kind of caught us off guard with sprinkle.
I ain't even render this shit yet.
Right. Real quick.
Yeah, because think if you're looking in like a video game, like if you're looking far out, like you see some shit, but behind it doesn't give a fuck. It's not there until you walk towards it.
Yeah.
It's similar.
It is very similar, you know, and same thing. Yeah. It's that theory. And what is it too? Is the subatomic particles? I'm definitely gonna fuck this up, but it's when we watch when you put eyes on the fucking molecules, they shift.
Photons.
Or photons. There you go.
Yes.
Yeah. See, this is why I love you, because you're right there. You know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah.
When it's observed, it changes.
It changes.
Or it does whatever it does. It doesn't stay the same. It changes the calculation or the measurement.
So it turns into a wave. It's a wave when you look at it, and it's scattered when you're not looking at it.
Wild.
So when you look at it, it comes, oh shit, somebody's looking at me.
That's insane. But think about that. That's on a subatomic level.
Fucking crazy.
So really, again, and one thing we have to understand too as well for anybody listening is that our eyes are nothing but signal receptors. So we see shit. Our eyes see shit. It says, yo, that chair looks orange. The brain processes that, and then it goes there. But what's wild is that we all see the same signals. Or some of us don't, you know what I mean? But, you know,
people see some shit.
Some people see some shit, you know, but we're still all kind of tuned in to a certain frequency to understand that we both are sitting at this table. We agree that there's a laptop there.
Yeah.
These microphones, this recording device, the camera. But what's past that? You know what I mean? What's past what our eyes can actually see
right now? That's true.
Electrical receptors, bro.
Yeah.
We are vibrations. Like everything is vibrating at a frequency.
Yeah.
Here.
Right in the brain. I was thinking about that shit yesterday too. I'm like, well, the shit only exists in my head.
Yeah.
That shit messes with my head, man. 'Cause my brain is creating this, and it's like,
but again, that's mind blowing in itself. But to have all of us on the same frequency.
Same dial. We're tuned in.
The same dial. You know what I mean? So it's like that's the bigger. It's almost like some 5G shit. You know what I mean? Like we're all tuned in to this. You know, and I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's so hard to explain.
Really, it's like the interdimensional shit because you're like, we're tuned into this, but there's other realms we're not tuned into.
Yeah.
Without some special equipment, X-rays, gamma rays.
Well, it's perfect example. AM, FM radio. Just because you're tuned into 98.3 doesn't mean that 102.3 is still playing. Someone else is still listening. Someone else is still interacting. So it's like, it's the same concept. It's over here.
You can have us on mad different channels and we would exist and just walk by each other.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, bro. Ponder that shit. On that note, though, we're going to wrap this one up.
Yeah. Let's go.
Make sure you guys tap in, hit that fucking subscribe button, hit the like button. Make sure you mess with us, man. Leave some comments, and we can't wait to get busy again. Irv, you got anything for the people out there?
Nah, keep it up. Appreciate the love. Like, share, comment, talk to us. If you got topics for shows that you want us to cover, hit us up.
Shit you see out there too, you know, like articles, anything like that. You guys see something we didn't see? Send it.
Live footage you could send. You know, we'll put that out. Make videos. Let's rock, man. It's exciting times. I know there's a lot of dark shit going on, but
yeah, bear with us.
Together we can rock.
All right, peace out.